Welcome back, everyone. Somewhere between 2010 and now, money quietly became invisible, and most parenting advice about teaching kids about money hasn't caught up. It still assumes a wallet, a coin jar, a visible stack of notes. Your child's actual experience of money is a beep and a green tick. If nobody deliberately teaches the habit that used to come for free with cash, your child can grow up genuinely unable to feel the difference between spending and not spending. But before I go on, this video is for parents that want to give their kids a jump start on their financial future and teaching that lasts even when they're all grown up. So Tuesday's video covered what to say in the exact moment that your child assumes the card is bottomless. This video is the bigger picture, the actual framework for raising a financially literate child in a world where they may genuinely never handle a $10 note. After 8 years of running a real classroom economy and personally overseeing the shift from physical paper currency to a tracked digital ledger for 500 students, I know exactly what it takes to keep money feeling real once it stops being physical. And it has almost nothing to do with going back to cash. Your child's actual experience of money, it's a beep and a green tick. Now here's the honest gap. A huge amount of kids' financial literacy content still centers on piggy banks, coin sourcing, counting notes. Genuinely useful things, but they're built for a world where children regularly handle physical cash. For a growing number of families, that world is gone. Kids see a card tap. They see a phone tap. They increasingly don't see money at all in physical form for weeks at a time. This isn't a reason to panic about technology. And it isn't a reason to force cash back into a family that's genuinely moved past it either. The actual problem was never the cash itself. Cash was just an accidentally excellent teaching tool because it made scarcity visible without anyone having to explain it. Once that accidental tool disappears, the lesson it used to deliver doesn't disappear with it. It just needs a deliberate replacement. Cash was never the point. It was accidentally excellent as a teaching tool. Now it needs a deliberate replacement. Here's the 3-habit framework I've watched work consistently at every age from 8 to 15. Using nothing more than a banking app, a notebook, or a simple tracking chart. Habit 1, narrate every transaction out loud, without exception, for as long as it takes to become automatic. That's $15 out of my spending money, and I've got $85 left this fortnight. This single sentence, repeated consistently, replaces the visible thinning of a wallet with an audible one. It costs nothing, and it takes 3 seconds. Habit 2, build a weekly balance check ritual, the digital era version of counting the coins on the kitchen table. Once a week, sit down together and actually look at an account, even a small kid's savings account with $40 in it. What went in? What came out? What's left? Children who do this weekly develop the instinct to check before they spend. And children who never do it assume the instinct. Children who never do it develop the instinct to assume. And habit 3, give your child a visible version of their own money, even if the underlying account is fully digital. Now, this can be a kid's banking app with its own login and balance, or, just as effective, a simple chart on the fridge that you update together after each deposit or withdrawal. The representation matters more than the medium. A child needs something they can look at and watch move, the same job that a wallet used to do automatically. And a 4th, smaller habit worth adding as they get older, let them make one cashless mistake with real but small stakes. Overspending their own $20 kids account. The feeling of a temporary no, you can't, that follows, rather than their first overspend happening on a linked card with no ceiling. Children who check weekly develop the instinct to check before they spend. Children who never check develop the instinct to assume. That's what can get them in trouble later. What about those kids who seem completely unbothered by money being invisible? Some children take to cashless money with zero friction at all. And that can actually be a more worrying sign, not the less worrying one. First, check whether they can answer a simple question cold. Roughly how much money do we have available to spend this week? If they genuinely have no idea and have never been prompted to think about it, that's the actual gap, regardless of how comfortable they seem with the technology itself. Second, check whether every yes they get is instant. If a request for something and the actual purchase happen in the same 10 seconds, with no pause, no narration, no visible balance check, that's the pattern worth interrupting gently with the habits that I've explained above. Third, remember, comfort with technology and financial literacy are not the same skill. A child can tap a card confidently and still have zero working model of scarcity. The goal was never to make kids nervous about cashless payments. It's to make sure that the invisible parts of money, where it comes from, what it costs, when it runs out, they get taught on purpose, since they're no longer taught by accident. I'd love to hear from you. Has your family found a system that works for making digital money feel real to your kids? Or is this brand new territory? Your real examples are the best data I get for future videos. Drop them below or in our Facebook community. If you've made it this far in the video, I consider you an Adventure Club mate. If you got value from being here today, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share with anyone you think would also benefit. And I'll see you for the next episode, Tuesday and Thursday every week.